One thing I believe I can see is that once we learn how to live, really live, and with all these identities gone, we will never think about death, because we have once to live and once to die. And the real death is the ego death. Our spirit never dies. Our spirit is created in the image of God, and so it never dies, but because we've been taught about life and death, we really think that we are going to die. And when somebody dies, we have a fit over it. And all of us are crying over the dead person because we feel like there was another identity that is gone. We're not crying about the dead person. I remember my son used to be mad at me. And once he asked me, how would you feel if we don't show up to your funeral? I was like, how would I feel if you don't show up to the funeral? I wouldn't feel anything. I wouldn't even know you're not there. I'll be dead. Anybody ever asked you that? How would you feel if I don't show up to your funeral? I ain't never had a question like that before.
What about missing someone when they pass away?
I'm sorry?
What about like missing their presence?
Another false identity. Because it's all about your ego missing them. They're not missing you.
Right.
It's like, it feels like something was missing. Had you not been getting a sense of identity from that friendship or family ship or whatever ship it was, you wouldn't feel anything about it. Because nothing would be missing because you never got anything from it. And yeah, it'll be a perfect relationship. And you would know that they are not dead. The body's gone. And that's what, I mean, everything on this earth is going to pass away anyway. The trees are going to die, the house is going to crumble and fall.
But isn't it, on some level, okay to enjoy a relationship with somebody and enjoy their presence?
And what do you mean by enjoy?
I mean, like, feel like uplifted by their presence.
And what do you mean by uplifted?
I mean, simply happy.
Simply, and your happiness coming from being uplifted by them?
No, I mean not. I mean some like moments of happiness, not like your happiness in general, but like moments, happy moments. You know, the time that you spend with that person, having that time, those moments, and then all of a sudden not getting to have that anymore.
And so when you don't have it anymore, those happy moments with them are gone, and you feel something about it, you miss it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I just mean like, not necessarily like dwelling in that and being attached to that. Like, obviously we all have to like move on with our lives and, you know,
right.
But like in like those having those moments of missing that person, you know what I mean?
I do. And what I'm reflecting on right now is, you know, so many people have died in my life. And then my father died. I remember nobody used to die in my family. And I used to think, when is somebody gonna die? Everybody else family member was dying, but my family member was lasting so long, and then they started to die. But everyone that I was close to, my grandmother and grandfather and all them, when they died, I really felt something about it. As a matter of fact, when my grandmother died, I couldn't get past it. It was in my head, it was in my emotions, and it wasn't until I had a dream about her that she was fine that I got over that. But the best moment I've ever had in death of someone dying was when my father died. Mm-hmm. When my father died, I never missed it. It's like nothing was lost again. And I know it was because I became one. He and I became one in spirit, right? And so when we did, in the physical, when we got together, we had fun, we disagreed. But I don't think either one of us needed to try to get in a sense of feeling from it. And so, but it was fun. When he disagreed, because he was a Democrat, he would disagree. And we would yell about that, but not anger, right? So when he died, it's like the moment still goes on even today. I never think, oh, I miss him. Or I never think, oh, I don't miss him. It's just that something never ended. Because I don't know why, it was just, that void I had was fulfilled. And I can tell he was pretty happy too, because every time I went home, he wanted me to have meetings with everybody and stuff. And so it's like, it was a continuation, it has never ended. That's the best way. Now I have had family members and friends who died, and it was rough. Because I was getting something from them unknowingly. I was getting a feeling of, this is a good friend, or this is a good family member, or this is a good that, or good this. But that changed with him. And so far, I haven't experienced that with anyone else. And I've had one time I had two brothers that died in 1 year. Or one died at the end of a year, the other one died the year right, the early beginning of the next year. And then my father died in the same year one of my brothers died. And I'm like, what the? But I didn't feel anything. And I wasn't trying to, even with my brothers, I didn't feel anything. I was not trying not to feel anything, but because nothing was missing, I didn't feel anything about it. And I wasn't trying not to feel anything. But I still enjoyed them. I enjoy talking to people now. I have so much fun talking to people. And if they agree or disagree, I'm still even keen about it. Right. Because whatever they think or feel, however they act, is on them. And I'm not trying to give them anything, and I'm not trying to get anything. And that's what happens when these layers of unconsciousness die. We've been brainwashed. We've been so brainwashed and not even funny. You gotta let all titles go. A person is only a friend because you think that they're a friend. And so you use the word friend. And then when you and that person get angry at each other, you stop using the word friend and call them enemy. Now the same person is an enemy. But because you had a title idea for them, we give titles. We are not our titles. One thing, and then I'll take one thing about overcoming word. When those layers and layers of unconsciousness disappear, all titles disappear too. All labels. I could be friends with you. We could be tight friends, and I never have to say friend. But I'll know it, and you'll know it. You would never get mad at me, and one day all of a sudden I'm all friendly with somebody else, right? You wouldn't look over there, oh, that's supposed to be my friend. He all grin up at them, get jealous and envious, and now you want to fight over friendship. But yet you'll be friends, because nothing lost, nothing gained. That make sense?
I think so.
But in that fallen state, though, we're emotional because we're mental. We're insane, we're crazy. And we try to get something. That make sense?
I think so.
But you'll be able to enjoy people. God put us here to enjoy each other.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what I mean. It's like, we're here, we're supposed to, like, we're all here, it's normal on some level to, like, enjoy people's company,
And you will, but not draining them of their life.
Sure.
And they won't drain you of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think so.
And just watch the walls tumble down, the wall of unconsciousness, the wall of delusion. You'll start to see what I mean. Yeah. You can't figure it out, but you'll start to see it clearly. Yeah. And you'll live on this world in peace. Amazing, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah.